Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really unpacking some potent insights into the champion mindset and looking at how they draw direct parallels to mastering your own trading psychology.
Exactly. It's surprising how universal these principles of elite performance are, whether it's sports or the markets.
Right, so we're going straight to the core of what it takes to perform at that highest level.
Yeah, pulling out lessons on discipline, resilience, clear-headedness, stuff that day traders, professional traders need every single day.
Okay, so let's dive straight in. Let's uncover these ideas. The first big insight we found, well, it really shatters a common illusion. This idea of effortless success.
Mm,
The champion we studied often heard people say his performance looked effortless, like he barely broke a sweat.
yeah, but the reality was completely different. He stressed how incredibly hard he worked to make it look that easy.
And what's fascinating there is his realization about where mental discipline can, falter.
Right. An opponent once publicly questioned his mental stamina, saying he'd be strong for 2 hours, then fade. And that pushed him to see that real endurance isn't just physical. It's about keeping that focus sharp, precisely when your mind wants to drift, when discipline gets tested.
Absolutely. And think about that in trading. It's not just the hours staring at charts, is it?
No, not at all.
It's all the unseen work, the rigorous back testing that builds your confidence in the stats.
The meticulous strategy development.
Right. The constant learning, journaling your reactions, your emotions.
Yeah, he talked about casual warm-ups masking the intense training before events. For a trader, that's the deep market research, the psychological prep work, all done when nobody's looking.
It's that deliberate practice, turning theory into like second nature.
And this makes you wonder, where does real self-belief actually come from? He shared this pivotal moment back in 2003 where he felt he started to really earn his belief.
How?
Well, instead of kind of avoiding opponents' strengths, he started attacking them directly, beating baseline players from the baseline, aggressive players by being aggressive himself.
Ah, okay.
And that just amplified his whole game, gave him more options, built this arsenal of strength, as he put it.
That's huge for traders, really huge. It's about facing your own trading weaknesses head on.
Exactly.
If you struggle with, say, high volatility, do you just sidestep those market conditions?
Or do you put in the time to understand how different volatility affects your strategies? Maybe adjust sizing, use different tools.
Right, internalize it, master that dynamic instead of running from it. If a market condition always trips you up, lean into it. Expand your trading arsenal. Make it a strength.
And it's not just winning when everything's going perfectly either. He said his proudest wins were when he won, even when he felt broken.
Like back pain, sick, scared.
Yeah, because that proved he could win not just at his best, but especially when he wasn't.
So for you, the trader, this is about navigating drawdowns, not just getting through them.
But executing your plan flawlessly anyway, even when stressed, tired, or the market's just chaotic.
Sticking to your process under pressure, that proves your strategy and your own mental game.
And finally, on talent. He acknowledged it matters, sure, but he defined it really broadly.
How so?
Grit, discipline, patience, trusting yourself, embracing the process, managing your life. He called all of those talents.
Interesting.
Some might have a head start, maybe, but everyone has to work at these talents.
Yeah.
Which really reframes talent for trading, doesn't it? Your discipline and risk management, that's not just a rule, it's a fundamental talent.
Yeah, for preserving capital, staying in the game.
Exactly. Long enough for your edge to actually play out, even through rough patches. And patience. Waiting for those high probability setups.
Resisting the urge to just jump in.
Right. That's a talent too. Understand that forcing trades just chips away at your edge long term.
That idea of resilience, working when you're broken, it leads right into the next tough truth you brought up. You can work harder than ever and still lose.
Yeah. That's a hard one. He talked about a really devastating loss. 2008 Wimbledon final against Nadal. He was going for a record 6th title in a row.
Wow.
And what's absolutely fascinating is how he reflected on why he lost. He felt it started at the very first point.
The first point.
Yeah. He saw Nadal, who'd recently crushed him, and this thought just crept in. The guy's hungrier. He's finally got my number.
Oh, wow. That early flicker of doubt.
It just permeated the whole match, he felt.
That says so much about the mental game in trading, doesn't it?
It really does.
How often does one bad trade, or maybe a few losses, just cascade into terrible decisions, not because the market changed, but because you lost confidence?
Or you gave the market too much psychological power over you. It's that internal story that messes with your discipline.
Yeah.
And get this statistic he shared. Over his career, he won almost 80% of his matches.
Pretty amazing.
But
Yeah.
he only won 54% of all the points he played.
Wait, only 54%, so almost half the points he lost.
Almost half. Even one of the greatest ever loses, on average, nearly every second point.
Okay, stop and think about that for a second. You, listening, if the best lose almost half their points, what does that mean for your trading?
It means losses aren't just possible, they're baked in. They're a fundamental, unavoidable part of trading.
So he learned not to dwell, like, okay, double fault, it's only a point.
Came to the net, got passed again, it's only a point, that kind of thing.
But it's more than just shrugging it off, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's about having a rapid reset ritual, a process. Maybe it's a breathing technique, a mental phrase, a quick check of the market structure.
Something to disconnect from the last point's emotion.
Exactly. So you can fully commit to the next one unburdened, because negative energy is just wasted energy. The mark of a champion isn't never losing points. It's knowing you will lose again and again and building the mental machinery to deal with it.
Accept it, process it, maybe force a smile, like he said, then reset. Be relentless, adapt.
Work harder, work smarter, keep executing.
This is really the core of trading psychology, isn't it? A losing trade, it's just a data point.
Right, a losing day, just one session.
The mastery is how fast you reset, learn the lesson if there is one, and commit to your next setup with fresh, unbiased focus.
Without letting the last trade poison the next one.
Okay, so beyond the wins and losses, beyond the screen, what did he stress was really, truly key? Our final deep dive is about perspective.
Yeah, he talked about how small the court is, physically,
Right.
but the world, much bigger. Even at his peak, he said it was crucial to have a life beyond the game. Travel, culture, friends, family especially.
He felt that broader perspective helped him avoid burnout, which is a very real risk.
Absolutely. And it raises a huge problem for traders, especially those super focused on performance. How much of your identity is just tangled up in your P&L?
Right, that obsessive focus. It can easily lead to burnout, to bad decisions. You get rigid when markets change.
Whereas having a life outside the trading court, it gives you balance, mental space, that necessary escape hatch.
And that balance isn't just about feeling better, is it? It actually helps your thinking.
Definitely. It keeps your cognitive function sharp. A well-rounded life can mean better pattern recognition, less emotional reaction, which directly impacts executing your edge under pressure.
He also mentioned contributing to something bigger than himself. Started a foundation really young, like 22.
Even though he admitted he didn't feel ready.
Sometimes you just got to jump in and figure it out, I guess.
For you, the trader, maybe it's not a charity, but it could be, contributing to the trading community somehow. Mentoring, sharing insights responsibly.
Or just having hobbies, passions that make your life rich beyond the P&L statement.
Yeah, and remembering that even in a solitary thing like trading, you often have a team. Coaches, mentors, a support network.
And crucially, family, close relationships.
Those personal connections are often the deepest source of resilience and perspective.
Which brings us to the ultimate point, really. Trading can feel all-consuming.
But your identity as a person is just so much bigger, so much more valuable than any P&L statement. Your well-being, your sense of self, it should never hinge just on your market performance.
Okay, so we've distilled 3 really powerful lessons here. Lessons from a champion that hit home for the psychology of trading. First, that effortless is a myth. Second, the liberating idea that it's only a point.
And third, the fundamental wisdom that life is bigger than the court.
Yeah, and these aren't just nice ideas, are they? They're actionable mindsets.
Oh, really actionable. They challenge you to embrace the unseen work, to really master your emotional response to losses, which will happen, and to build a life that sustains you, that nourishes you, ensuring you can last long-term in what is, let's face it, a tough field.
So as you head back to your trading desk, maybe ask yourself, am I really putting in that unseen, deliberate effort to build my trading arsenal?
How quickly, how effectively am I resetting after that last point, win or lose?
And maybe most importantly, am I actively nurturing the life beyond the screen that gives me true resilience so I can bring my best self to the market?
Because the ultimate victory in trading, like in any high-stakes game, might just be found in how well you navigate those moments when you're not at your best, and how gracefully you integrate this intense game into a full, meaningful life.
Until next time, keep digging deeper and keep applying those lessons.